So here we are, we got our hands on the newest Umidigi device, the Umidigi A9 Pro. Today we're going to do a quick unboxing video of this phone. So I got the 128GB version. Um, so this phone houses a Helio P60 processor running on Android 10, and I got this 6GB, 128GB storage version. This comes with a dual nano SIM card and a expandable storage. It's got a 4150 milliamp battery. The screen size is 6.3 inch Full HD Plus display, and the camera is 48 megapixel Sony sensor. Front is got a 24 megapixel camera. The network, it's got most of the network as you would expect from Umidigi devices. And it's also got band 66, especially good for T-Mobile users. And here are all the bands, and the box itself does feel a little bigger than previous versions. But without further ado, we're gonna do a quick unboxing right now. So comes out with the phone. So there are no more of those thank you cards from Umidigi. But comes on with a case already. I got the black version of the phone. Let me peel the sticker off. So it comes with a clear case. So it doesn't come with the matted case anymore. There's just a clear silicone case. It doesn't have the the black case, which I wish they do have the black case. I'm not a big fan of silicone cases because these turn yellow, after maybe half a year use. But this is the Umidigi. I got the black version of this phone, and as you can see, it's got a good glossy look to it because this is a glass back, and it's got the fingerprint sensor, the quad camera setup, and this is the infrared thermometer, and the flash. And I don't think this is dual, but it's just a single flash, although I don't think it really matters if it's dual or not. But the front, this is the front. So it's still got the teardrop display. I'm going to turn this on real quick just to let it go in the background. So the phone doesn't feel that heavy, but continue with the unboxing video. So you get the manual SIM card tray slot insert, and it's got the power brick. And so this brick is the 2 amp charger. It is a bit smaller than previous Umidigi chargers, so which is a little good to it's good to see. And this is the power brick. I mean, there's a wire, USB Type C, as you would expect. So back to this device. So this device has the metal surrounds, and it does feel a good premium phone, like almost like an iPhone 8. But you do feel where they cut some corners. So on the side, you do see the edge where it doesn't feel as smooth. It doesn't feel as premium as you would expect if you like holding an iPhone. So you can still feel a little like a scratch, like a sharp edge to it, even though they try to curve it a little bit. But you can see it here. It's still a little bit, rigid. Doesn't have the good hold to the hand when you hold into it. But it does have a solid feel with the glass. But it does here, it does sound like it's plastic. And it's got the headphone jack in the back and one firing, speaker at the bottom. So this phone does have the teardrop display, as I mentioned, and this is something that I wish Umidigi didn't use this display, just because this is kind of like an older style, bringing back to like 2018 or 2019, and the teardrop display is pretty big. as you can see here. So I'm just skipping through the whole setting here. So look at this. The teardrop is pretty big. I wish they went with the hole punch, like what they did with the F2 and the Power 3. But you know, the side bezel is pretty thin, and the bottom chin is thick. I think it's even thicker than the F2 and the F3, because this is a pretty good size bezel at the bottom. And then the side is pretty good on the right again. And then, you know, top chin is pretty small, but you know, like this, you know, I don't think I'm a big fan of this water drop display or the teardrop or whatever you want to call it, because it's still pretty old school. But regardless, you know, this phone, they claim to have the thermometer. Let's give that a quick test, as everyone probably seen it in other videos as well. So I am going to check the app drawer. So these are the tools that they have, and one of them is the thermometer. So I think it's should be fairly accurate, but you know, as the phone heats up, it might probably cause some um, you know, fluctuation on the accuracy. But if you're just doing a temperature on my hand, I think you need to calibrate it first. Let me try to calibrate it. Calibration done. Objects. Oh, you have to do objects. My apologies. So my hand's 20 degrees Celsius. As you're getting closer, and then flat on my hand. Hold distance. So the distance shouldn't matter, but you know, this is probably just a gimmick with the thermometer. I mean, the best way probably to measure your temperature is through an actual reader. But you know, this is a good to have if you want to just, you know, play around with it. But in regards to the camera, so this is, you know, a Sony sensor camera, and so this is a fairly new setup that they put into their Umidigi setup. And you know, with this test, I'll just do a quick test on the so the picture quality actually does look a little bit better than the Power 3 that I used. But I would have to compare it, you know, with the F2. But so far, it looks like the camera setting is a little bit different too. The transition when you're sliding through, I think it's just from their software updates. But the changes, it looks different when you're swiping back and forth. When I'm looking at extra, I don't see the time elapse or slow motion included, but hopefully with their software update they can implement that as well. So these are the you know, basic functions that you have on this camera. And you know, I'm just browsing through it, and it is missing the time elapse and slow motion. So this is something that you will have to probably get an update for future. And there is still no image stabilization, or you know, optical stabilization, which I probably won't expect from Umidigi, but they should implement the image stabilization feature on the video, at least, you know, through software. But I still don't see it. But you know, the focusing is not too bad. It's pretty quick. Like when I'm tapping onto the focus. So I'll just do a quick demo. So still very close object, you can still focus it pretty good. Because I know sometimes when you're taking close-up pictures, it won't focus real quick. But this still focuses pretty quick when it's pretty close. So this close, and it's still focusing pretty quick when you tap on it. But autofocus wise, it's not. It takes some time, but if you tap on it, it does focus pretty quick versus their autofocus. But you know, hopefully with their software updates, they can improve that. But you know, so far for this device, I know they probably, you know, it's a pretty good solid device, where you know you can navigate through apps pretty quick, just because you know it's Helio P60 with 6 GB of RAM running on stock Android, so you have little to no bloatware to this device, and you know I'm expecting this to be a good solid device. You know, although it is probably missing some of the, you know, gestures that you expect to see on Samsung phones, but you know, you know, this is stock Android, so this is what you get. You know, bare bones Android experience. You can probably download like Novo Launcher or something as a skin on top of the stock Android, which will probably make the user experience a little better. But you know, this camera bump is pretty big, bigger than the previous F2s and Power 3. So you can probably see it's like a good quarter of a centimeter camera bump. But with the case, let's see if this will flush it out. So there's still a bump, a little bump, which is bearable. But with the case, it does feel a little better just because it gets rid of the rough edges, since this silicone case is smoother, you know, on the side, versus if you take out the phone, you get this thin kind of plastic piece that's around this. So something, you know, your personal preference. But you know, overall, you know, I'm gonna test this phone for a couple of days, take some pictures and videos for you guys. If you know like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for any future videos, and that will, you know, be greatly appreciated. And if I don't talk to you guys again, you know, I wish you all a happy new year, and looking forward to see you guys back in 2021. All right, peace.